Hello, everyone. Moving right along here in the Book of Wisdom. I think we only have 17, 18, and 19 left. Then we're in Ecclesiasticus. Not Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiasticus. Why they put two of them in here like that? I have no idea. Let's see where we're farther back here. It's way farther back. I wonder if people mix those two up. I didn't know for a long time there were two books like that in there. Oh, I can't find it now. Where were you? I want to know. Chronicles. Oh, just pass it. I'm wasting time again. Okay. Anyway, Ecclesiasticus. Alrighty. Oh. Busy day yesterday. House was full of people visiting kind of later in the afternoon, and then it went into the night. Today is a work day for people, including me. Yes, yeah. I'm going to have all of my grandchildren again. A lot of fun yesterday. We played a new game I've never played called Apples to Apples. And it's a great game where children learn storytelling. I guess, I don't know, adults too. It's a good game. It's 12 years and up. So my grandson is 9 and my younger granddaughter is 6. So but we worked it out where we could actually play the game. And had to take some cards out. So we did kind of like when you play poker where you can, oh, I don't want these, give me some other ones, right? Until you had something that actually we could work with everyone. And the main ones that we took out were celebrities. And it's like, why are they putting in a game like this? You don't need to have celebrity names in it. There were certain other words too. I'm going, okay, 12 years and up, just make it an adult game then. Not that it was, some things were just a little crude, and I thought, man, this could be such a great family game if they would have actually a version that works for everyone. If they would have chosen some better genres, better, right? And there's a lot of them in there. As I said, you can take all the ones that you don't like out, so no problem. And it was interesting as the game went on how the stories became more elaborate about some cards are, so you're the judge and you pick a word, and then the other players have other cards what best describes these words, and then you have to pitch a story to the judge, and then the judge decides which story he liked or she liked the best, right? And then you got the green card, and then you win after you had so many green cards. Anyway, so it was really good, and you could tell on how we kind of helped each other out. As I said, this was kind of a new game. And okay, how do we play it? And to make it fun too, you can make it really silly. It doesn't have to be like you know so on point with the words. So you can make it silly, make up a silly story that goes together still, and anyway, and the kids really got into it, telling the stories. Right, first it's kind of like, what do we do? What do we do? And then they got really into it. So it's a great game, apples to apples, and even younger children can play it. You just help them. I don't quite see there's a certain secrecy to it, what cards you have, and I don't get it. Well, what does it matter, right? It's about the story, and everybody has different cards. So what? I don't see why one can't just lay all the cards open on the table. Then you can help a younger one and also a little explain a little, right? Yes. My oldest granddaughter really got into it. You just sat there, and she just kept telling the story, around the words and how they connect, and this and that. That was really amazing. It was really cool. And they wanted to play it again in the evening, but there were just too many people around and too many little ones to take care of as well. So we'll play it again today. Yes. I love it. Okay, what do I keep looking for? I'm not sure. We are in the Book of Wisdom. Better get going. 5 minutes already. Oh, and I could proudly show off my garden here too. The guys were doing something. I had all the guys over here. The moms were all busy with the little ones. Uh, and I said, hey, what's this? What's that? Oh, that's that. We'd talk. Oh, I was in heaven. I showed off my garden, all the stuff that I'm growing, and sure enough, I have the true St. John's wort out there. One plant coming out of one of the pots. No doubt. A hitchhiker from the farm in the soil that we transported some soil here. And oh my gosh, it's so wonderful. It's like, this is like such a gift to me. St. John's wort is difficult to raise. It has got to be grown out in the on the hills, wherever they grow. Wherever it grows, that's where it grows, and it's very, very difficult to raise it yourself from seed. And to have one here, right? The true St. John's wort. There's over 200 different types, and only one's the right one for nerves and muscles to make an oil out of, which is this one here. See, that's what I use, and it's great. I love it. Of course, make it myself because it's so expensive. This is really, you go and check it out, and then you get the watered down or the oiled down version. That looks pink and doesn't nowhere has the effect that this one does. So anyway, so I showed, I had all the guys and all talking about herbs and plants, and I was in heaven. That's what I love to talk about, right? Yes. All right. So let's get going here. Book of Wisdom, 17, fifth antithesis, darkness and pillar of fire. Oh, so of course, I know what an antithesis is, right? And again, it's just written in here, nilly willy nilly. It seems like with no, the rough draft is there somehow, but it's never really been in action. Yes, in a way, and again, in the way that God again is used for punishment. And I say, if, as we read yesterday in 16, things were going so well for the Israelites, and it's really true that God's taking care of them, this, that, and all these miracles happened. Right? I mean, it didn't just happen to one person or two people come, hey, guess what happened to me? This happened to a whole people, right? The Red Sea, the manna, and all this, what they thought, the water, what they're talking about here. And yet, the Israelites were unhappy, they were complaining, and immediately, when Moses went up on Mount Sinai to get the Ten Commandments, immediately fell back on creating an idol. Yes? The golden calf. The stories on what happened and how God's pulled into all that. And then the reality on, again, then why did the Israelites so easily fall right back into the practices, rituals that they were under for so long with the Egyptians. How come they couldn't treasure their freedom more than that? I'm just asking. I'm not saying, hey, the 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 stories we have here in the Bible with what we know otherwise as well from the Bible, they don't compute. It's like here is what you want it to be, and here is how it actually was. Right? Yes? Okay. All right, let's get going. Yes, your judgments are great and impenetrable, which is why uninstructed souls have gone astray, while the wicked suppose they had a holy nation in their power. I said, I'm not. If that is true, yes, your judgments are great and impenetrable. Well, if that is the case, then why weren't the Israelites more in awe of our heavenly parent and said, "Oh my gosh, that's it. This is what we need to do. This is what we need to follow. This is where we will become numerous and be successful." Yes? Okay. But that didn't happen. No, not really. Not in that way. They themselves lay prisoners of the dark and the feathers of long night, confined under their own roofs, banished from eternal providence. While they thought to remain unnoticed with their secret sins, curtained by dark forgetfulness, they were scattered in fearful dismay, terrified by apparitions. The hiding place sheltering them could not ward off their fear. Terrifying noises echoed around them, and gloomy, grim-faced spectres haunted them. No fire had power enough to give them light, nor could the brightly blazing stars illuminate that dreadful night. I don't know what they're talking about here. The only light for them was a great spontaneous blaze, a fearful sight to see, and in their terror, once that sight had vanished, they thought what they had seen more terrible than ever. Their magical illusions were powerless now, and their claims to intelligence were ignominiously confounded. This must be pertaining to something, and I have no idea what it is. I'm sorry. I must have missed something. Didn't get a memo. This is not clicking at all here. For those who promised to drive out fears into sores from sick souls were now themselves sick with ludicrous fright. Even when there was nothing frightful to scare them, the vermin creeping past and the hissing of reptiles filled them with panic. They died convulsed with fright, refusing even to look at empty air which cannot be eluded anyhow. Wickedness is confessedly very cowardly, and it condemns itself. Under pressure from conscience, it always assumes the worst. All right, I don't know about the other, but I do know that wickedness, it is cowardly. It is. I say that because a lot of the evils in the world, if you want to call them that, are directed towards children. And they're directed not by beasts out there and snakes and spiders and I don't know what that people and children are afraid of. It's by people. So, yeah. And that is, in my opinion, one of the most cowardly things that anyone could do. I mean, for me, there are no excuses for hurting children, disregarding the safety of children, and that goes for our leaders who are so readily willing to just create wars. They're cowards. A coward will prey on the most innocent and most helpless ones. Yes? Yeah. I may as well say it, I also feel that every woman who gets pregnant, yeah, and then things aren't going quite as one wanted to, or it went beforehand as they wanted, then there was a result, and go have an abortion. I'm talking to women here. I mean, the guys, the guys. When you want to talk about vermin, and yeah, that's vermin. These are not men to me. They're vermin. Okay, who get women pregnant and then just disappear. Oh. Here's a good. Oh, I didn't know. You didn't know. Did you check? Since most likely one wasn't using protection. Did you check? Just saying. Huh? Most cowardly, in my eyes, are women and men who, what? Who excel in making love. And then when there is a consequence or a result, they get rid of the result. A baby. Most cowardly. Most cowardly. A lot of that wickedness is out there, isn't it? Yes. I'm sure. For some, the excuses stand. For me, they don't. The world, as it is at this time, is where it is either all or nothing. That's how it is at the moment. Yes? Okay. Fear indeed is nothing other than the failure of the help offered by reason. The less you rely within yourself on this, the more alarming it is not to know the cause of your suffering. Oh yeah, and people lie. People lie, and that is a sin. People lie because they're cowards as well. They can't just be honest. They can't stand going and say, "Yep, I did that." Yes, yeah. So in a way, you have to say, breaking the Ten Commandments. That's an interesting one. Never thought of it that way, really. Breaking the Ten Commandments is cowardice. It's pure cowardice. That's amazing. Oh. That's not amazing. It's terrible. Sorrowful. Every commandment. So sins aren't just sins. They're cowardly actions. Cowardly. Cowardly actions. It's easier to not believe in God, I guess, than to believe. Because if one believes, then one also has to take responsibility. Interesting. Okay. And they all locked in the same sleep. And they all locked in the same sleep while that darkness lasted, which was in fact quite powerless and had issued from the depths of equally powerless Hades, were now chased by monstrous specters, now paralyzed by the fainting of their souls, for a sudden unexpected terror had attacked them. Ha! You know what that sounds like? So they're going into other things now. So it sounds like spirit stuff, and that sounds like sleep paralysis. Yes. So what? Did whoever wrote this down actually experienced what that is? Sleep paralysis? Okay, just asking. I do know that's real. But again, there's also ways to deal with that. It doesn't have to be such an horrible thing. And I've explained that in other videos, and I have experienced it as well. And I'm like, okay, well, that ain't happening, not here. I often say I have all these experiences so that then I can have an experience, that then I can talk about it, that I do know what people go through and then give them a solution. Yes? Yeah, I know, right? I'm not talking about that solution today because it's already been 19 minutes. I got to finish up here. And thus, whoever it might be that fell there stayed clamped to the spot and imprisoned without bars. Whether he was plowman or shepherd or somebody at work in the desert, he was still overtaken and suffered the inevitable fate, for all had been bound by the one same chain of darkness. The sowing of the sowing, wow, I've never seen this word before. Soughining. Sowing of the wind, sogging, the sogging of the wind, the tuneful noise of birds in the spreading branches, the measured beat of water in its powerful course, the headlong din of rocks cascading down, the unseen course of bounding animals, the roaring of the most savage of wild beasts, the echo rebounding from the clefts in the mountains, all held them paralyzed with fear. For the whole world shone with the light of day, and unhindered went about its work. Over them alone there spread a heavy darkness, image of the dark that would receive them. But heavier than the darkness was the burden they were to themselves. Oh, that's the end. So that's again, I get it. So something happened, but I kind of I'm not computing this story to anything else that we have read so far. It's as if darkness and pillar of fire. Oh, well, it's an antithesis. Which, what did that mean at that? What did that mean at that time? Seems like something has never happened, or, as I said, something happened to the writer here, and it got written down as it's just me, him. There's no doubt as a man. It was written down as a plural, right? A people. So, again, not sure what that has to do with wisdom. It seems like someone just sat there, didn't, as I said, people who work from sun up to sundown, then have to take care of family, this, that, and I don't know what else goes at that time. How much you had to do to just survive and eat and have water, and I don't know what else, right? Yes. I can't see a person, a regular worker, commoner, yeah, having time to sit down and write this down. Oh, probably didn't even know how to read and write. Yes? So who was this who wrote this down and had this leisure time, right? Coming up with all this stuff. And then whoever put this, and then, probably put it somewhere. I mean, who knows if that was ever read out aloud at that time. And then it got stuck in some kind of a, scrolled. Oh, that was with this is like, and then somebody decided to put it in the Bible. And I'm not quite sure why. Under the Book of Wisdom. Storytelling. Oh, apples to apples. Storytelling, and it makes it into the Bible. Not quite sure why. Oh, because God is mentioned, so we know whoever wrote this down was a God-fearing person, did believe in God, yes, did know some about the people around them. Again, in their leisure time, had enough time to, go and criticize everyone else. I'm just saying. Oh, am I not doing that too? I am talking about the reputation of God and how God has been pulled into many of these stories, many of these happenings, and I do not believe that God had anything to do with it. It's man-made stuff. Okay? Yes? All right. So, hence, I have things to say. So again, it got in here. Sounds more like a story, poetry. No more, no less. But I can't do much with that. Yes? Okay. All right, that's it. That's all I have to say. Well, we are just right on time. So there is that. And then tomorrow we're on 18, if I get to it tomorrow. What's today? Today is, Thursday. Today is Thursday. It's interesting. I saw my oldest daughter yesterday. Of course, I saw my daughter here, my younger daughter. Then I saw my son. My son came by as well. And Gus is doing great, by the way. I could tell. And my son is happy, so happy to have him. It's great to see. I'm hoping that while I'm here, yes, that Gus now for the time being, but he's has his home, a good home, a home where everyone doesn't have to worry. Yes, my son says, "Oh, I can even let him out at the front yard. He doesn't go anywhere, Mom." They go on walks, and he says, "I don't really have to have him on a leash." I'm going, okay. So there you go. Hasn't chewed up anything. That tells me that he's okay. He's happy. He does that usually when he gets stressed. And but they're here right now, and that's good. Have all the dogs here. He has something he has to do where he won't be home overnight. And then just as I went to bed last night, ding ding on mine, and my youngest daughter, yes, "Hey Mom, are you over your sickness yet?" Just going, "Oh, how cute!" And I thought, as I said, "Well, what a wonderful thing." I saw three of my children, but communicated with all of my children today. That's wonderful. And I saw all of my grandchildren as well, and got to visit with one of my spiritual daughters. Yes, who's pregnant with the third child. Yes, okay. Her children are so much fun. Ah, pool time. At pool time with the younger ones yesterday. Oh dear Lord, so much fun. And then we pulled my oldest granddaughter into the pool for clothes and all. So much fun. Anywho, okay. May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you, guide you, and yes, June. June has become now, she's not an indoor cat anymore. She's definitely spending more time outside than inside, and I love it. And she is just the queen of the hub here. And embrace you with love, Eldritch, my dearest brother in faith. Yes, let's keep on praying. Yes, prayer is powerful. And I hope that you are feeling all right. Yes, that things align themselves, that people take good care of you. And my thoughts are with you. My prayers are with you and for you. Yeah. And I pray with you. Yes, we got to. I think about the world and the soldiers all day long. I do. And I will talk to you all another time.